small victories when you're with a privateer team. So it is interesting going from factory teams to privateer and seeing that difference in mentality and difference in goalposts.
How is the new hypercar project looking for the team? Because obviously we've seen the first race with Toyota now, and I think is there an Alpine car I think as well maybe there. But how is that looking for a team like by Colors?
Yeah, so they're going to be testing this year. They were going to enter, but in the end decided because there's so few cars, Glickenhaus pulled out of the first round as well. I'm not sure if they're doing the next one. They thought, well, we'll actually do something which they haven't done before, which I'm glad they're doing, is test for the year rather than rush the car because it wasn't quite going to be ready for the first round, and just test all year, or the second half of the year, should we say, so that when they do come into it, they have a better fighting chance, because they're still probably not going to be able to compete against the Toyotas, or definitely not. But at least with Glickenhaus and these other manufacturers coming in over the years, and hopefully a good BOP, they'll have a better chance. And there will be a strong field, because fast forward 2 years, you'll have Peugeot, you'll have Audi, you'll have Porsche, you'll have Toyota, you'll have Glickenhaus, you'll have Bicoles, and then all of a sudden the LMP1 or hypercar category warrants its own category again, which I think in the last 3-4 years, although Toyota are amazing at what they do, they're only against themselves anyway.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. And with the, like you said, with LMDH coming in, that we're almost coming into another golden era for the top class in sports cars, because you're going to be able to have those guys that say Porsche and Audi. I'm sure others are going to be announced.
BMW, Nick.
Fingers crossed. I'd love to be a part of that if they were to decide to do it, but we'll see on that one. I would say from my point of view, the coolest thing is that these LMDHs anyway will be able to race in both the States, in IMSA and in WEC. So I would say this could be really, really exciting. How do you feel about it, Oli, with the LMDH coming in? Because obviously you're part of the championship already, so obviously you're eyeing a seat or wanting to get your ass in a seat if possible.
Yeah, I think it's really exciting. I actually had a seat with a particular manufacturer who I won't talk about, but I had my first ever experience of kind of last minute not getting the seat, which normally I either know very early if I'm not getting the seat, or last minute get a seat, whereas this time I was in a seat all the way up until the last minute, and I think a very well-known driver became available, and understandably so got that last seat. So I've had some ups and downs this year, that's for sure, but hopefully in the next couple of years when the new manufacturers come in, I'll have another shot at it. But I think if it's done right, it will be a great thing. The rules need to change a little bit more stricter so that the car actually looks like a hypercar rather than an LMP1 car. It's a very, very tough thing for the championship to rearrange, because the issue isn't now. The issue started in 2015 when the new LMP2 cars came out, and the new Oreca and the new Ligier got designed, because the grey area in the rules for the LMP2 category then, they basically made an LMP1 car of those LMP2 cars. So to give you an idea, between I think 13 and 14, an LMP2 car went 9 seconds quicker round Le Mans in its pole time when they changed the chassis and the rules to the new Oreca. And all of a sudden, you've now got this LMP2 class, which is far too quick for its own good, which means when they now brought out the hypercar class, they're having to do all these crazy things to slow everyone else down, because to make a hypercar look like a hypercar and be slow enough to be a hypercar, all of a sudden the LMP2s are too quick. So without going around the houses too much, I think LMDH will be great. It should come back to that GT1 era that everyone loved back in the day of Le Mans. And you see old pictures of the F1, Porsche GT1 and all those at the front of the field, and the Mercs, and kind of Webber coming down over the bumps, and it's an amazing era. And that will only come back if they A, slow the LMP2s down, and B, stricten up the rules so that these LMDH cars look a lot more like the hypercars of the road. And then I think it will bring that wider audience back in.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that. And you can see that hopefully that will happen. And if not, we've always got IMSA to watch the LMDH and the GT Pros coming around.